Big Mac. Big Mac. Big Mac.
I need a double cheeseburger and hold the lettuce.
Mac.
Don't be frontin', son, no seeds on the
Big
bun. We
Mac.
be up in the drive-thru, order for
Big
two.
Mac.
I got a craving for a number 9, lock my
Big
shoe. We need
Mac.
some chicken up in here, in this
Big
sizzle.
Mac.
Original my mizzle, extra salt on the
Big
frizzle.
Mac.
Dr. Pepper, my brother, another for your
Big
mother.
Mac.
Double, supersize, and don't forget the
Big Mac.
fries. That's about it.
Do you know what the 4 stages of digestion are?
I don't know. I'll have to remember or try to remember.
It is ingestion, digestion, absorption, and elimination. Animals avoid self-digestion because the stomach lining regrows fast. It is renewed constantly and is coated with mucus to prevent corrosion.
Can you describe the function of saliva and the function of teeth in humans? No? Yes, you can. And do you know what they are? Yep, pretty much it. In your mouth, the enzyme amylase starts breaking down carbs, and your teeth mechanically break down all the food that you put in your mouth.
Can I ask you a question for science class?
The components of the human alimentary canal are the mouth, then to the stomach, the small intestine, then to the colon, into the rectum and out the anus. Food is directed away from the trachea by the epiglottis, which is a flap that controls whether or not food can go down the pharynx or the larynx, and food should go down the pharynx. The esophagus is a strong tube-like muscle that pushes food down into the stomach.
The small intestine promotes nutrient absorption by the villi, which are little finger-like protrusions that catch nutrients and put them in the bloodstream. The liver aids in the breakdown of fats and proteins by secreting bile into the gallbladder, then into the small intestine. The structure of the cardiac sphincter is at the top of the stomach and keeps materials in. The shape of the stomach is oval, and because of this, it's able to compress in on itself and form a food ball of chyme. In the stomach, pepsin is the main enzyme that digests protein. For example, heartburn is caused when the lower esophageal sphincter is weak or relaxes at the wrong time and permits stomach acid to flux into the esophagus, causing heartburn. He takes a bite of the Big Mac and chewing in his mouth.
And while he's doing this, the enzyme amylase begins to break down carbohydrates.
When he swallows the Big Mac, the epiglottis, a flap that controls whether the food goes down the larynx or the pharynx.
While he begins swallowing it, as it passes through the pharynx, it goes down his esophagus, and from there, muscles in the esophagus push food down into the stomach, and in the stomach, it begins mechanical digestion where it mushes the food into a ball of chyme, while the enzyme pepsin starts to digest chemically all the food in the stomach.
Then enters the small intestine, and the peptidases break down the protein in the stomach. The lipases break down fat.
The villi outside of the small intestine are finger-like protrusions that act as nutrients, or that catch nutrients and put them into the bloodstream. Leaving the small intestine, the Big Mac enters the large intestine where egestion takes place and waste is removed and vitamin production happens, and all the water that was absorbed during eating the Big Mac, or that was brought in during eating the Big Mac, is reabsorbed.
Produces bile, sends bile to the gallbladder, and it breaks down food in the stomach and intestinal area.
Now the food travels from the large intestine into the rectum and out of the anus.
I need a double cheeseburger and hold the ladder. Tell me run, son, no seeds on the bun. We be up in the drive-thru. Order for two. I got a craving for number 9 like my stew. We need some chicken up in here in this dizzle. Or is my mental extra salt on the fizzle. Dr. Pepper, my brother. Another for your mother. Double, super size, and don't forget the fries.